Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super grateful to have you. And if you are returning, y'all, the real MVP, you already know. So as you guys can tell, this is a bit different of a review today, and that is because we have the 100% plastic Rider Tarot here. So I wanted to do this on a table so that you guys can see the actual allure of this deck, and I do have two other decks here for size comparison for you. And I'm super stoked on this. So I found this completely by accident. I was looking into getting a normal Rider Tarot deck for the Learn the Rider-Waite Tarot series because I would like to have the original color artwork to go in line with the book that I'm using. And I was thinking of getting the giant Rider Tarot so that you guys could really see those pictures really well. And I guess I had just clicked on enough Rider Tarot decks that day that it decided to suggest this one to me. I have never seen this deck advertised. I have never seen this deck talked about. I really don't know where it came from, and I couldn't do any research to figure out, how long this has been available or anything. So as you guys can see here, it does say the 100% plastic Rider Tarot deck. It does say the original and only authorized edition as well. So this is marketed by US Game Systems, which is the publishing house for all of the Rider Tarot decks, and this did come straight from their Amazon. So this was a super pricey deck, upwards of $30, and for the price point, I wish we had a better box, and I know that quite a few people had also complained about that in the reviews, but again, we're not buying this for the box, we're buying it for the deck that's inside, so you got to kind of take the good with the bad here. So here's what your box looks like. It's a normal Rider Tarot box, and the only issue I have with this is that it did come a little bit demolished. All of my edges were really bent in, really messed up, and that happens with Amazon with packaging, so I try not to put too very much on that. It doesn't ever affect my review any, but this box, the top of this box slips right off. So if you guys are the type of people that like keeping your decks in the box, I would suggest not keeping this deck in this box, okay? So I will link below where you can find this on Amazon where I got this. Keep in mind, this is super rare. For some reason, it looked like there were only like 5 or 6 previous reviews. There were only a couple decks on hand, and they did sell out the second I bought one. So I don't know why this is so super rare and why they keep such low quantities of it. It's very interesting. So if any of you guys know anything about this plastic Rider Tarot, definitely tell me in the comments what's going on with this. But I'm really excited about this one. So let's go ahead and pop this top off and let's just look at the inside here. So these slip right out, and you do have your little book here with this one. So this is your normal Rider Tarot booklet. It's the same one you get in your mini, in your regular sized, in your pocket size, in your centennial, in every single Rider Tarot deck across the board. So this has your reverse and your divinatory meanings all over. It's super in-depth. It's your Rider Tarot booklet. So that is a really good handy tool for anybody who is just beginning and wants to learn the Rider Tarot. Definitely you need to check out other books as well. This isn't going to be the one book fits all type thing, but it does come here with 2 title cards just talking about some book by Pamela Coleman Smith, The Old and Told Story, I guess. So the allure here of these cards is that they're plastic, clearly 100% plastic. And it does say here, I think on the back, it said somewhere that plastic cards last, here we go, 100% plastic cards are durable, resistant to bending, easy to shuffle, and last up to 50 times longer than paper cards. So if you guys have not ever had a plastic tarot deck, I do have one, and that is the Golden Thread Tarot. And that one is also super pricey at $50. That one comes made to order by Labyrinthos. So that one is super, super pricey. It's made by like recycled plastic and everything. So I think all plastic cards are just going to be super high in price point, and I'm very glad that this was only about $30. It's not too far off the original price point of any other Rider Tarot deck. So you guys know I don't keep my Rider Tarot decks in order when I get them, because you know what the Rider-Waite Tarot looks like. You know these images backwards and forwards, especially if you're here. You know what it is, you know what they look like, you know what the order is, all of that good stuff. So this is that normal blue and black, I don't know, is that plaid? It's not argyle, something like that. And the size of these guys is the exact size of your borderless Centennial. So I did just recently order this borderless Centennial. This was super big, and it is very thick, heavy cardstock. So if you guys are not a fan of those really big cards, you know, I wouldn't suggest this one. But if you, do want a readable Rider-Waite deck, these are those really, really good bets. So I don't have an original Rider-Waite size deck. I don't know if this is the actual size, but this is the borderless Centennial, and this is this plastic Rider Tarot. They are the exact same size. It looks like there's maybe just a tiny edging difference. And for those of you guys who do not have this borderless Centennial, it's the same size as the Lightseers. So that's an easier comparison. I feel like more people have the Lightseers. That one's more true to size there with your Lightseers. There's not much edging difference on that one. So if you guys were trying to figure out how big these cards are, they're pretty huge. But luckily, because they are plastic, they're not quite as thick. Just a slight thickness difference on that one, on your Centennial. But it's quite a huge thickness difference on the Lightseers, because the Lightseers, as you guys know, if you have it, it's very thick, it's very hard to shuffle, and it's just really hefty cardstock. So this one's a lot slimmer, it's a lot easier to deal with, it's a lot easier to shuffle, and I want to show you here the allure with this deck. Clearly they're plastic, right? They're not glossy because it is plastic. One thing I have noticed with both this deck and the Golden Thread Tarot is that they are slippery, friends. So when you are shuffling, if you are like me, I know a lot of Americans do bridge shuffle their cards. Shuffles like butter. But if you are one of those people that you shuffle really fast, especially when you're channeling, these will slip all over the place. I have done that where I've just been shuffling mindlessly watching TV or something, and they will fly if you're not super careful about how your hands are specifically placed, because they are so very bendy. Same thing with that golden thread, right? They're so very bendy. They're so slippery. Like, they're pretty darn hard to handle. But what I do like about this deck is that you can shuffle them upwards like this. So this is how most people will shuffle like the Lightseers or bigger Oracle decks, right? You guys know I have a couple shuffling videos, and oh, that was a bad one. But for some reason, this is a very coveted shuffling method, and it's hard to do with paper cards. Sorry. These things slip like crazy. I'm trying not to throw this box. So that's the allure that I like about this deck, is that shuffle is a lot easier to do than it is with your paper cards. And I have tried shuffling these, every method that I can. And I just want to say, for those of you guys who watch my like tarot interviewing videos, this this deck is hilarious. It immediately called me out quite a few times. I was not ready for it, and it had me laughing, it had me crying. I was all kinds of messed up. So that usually happens with my Rider Tarot decks. It doesn't matter which Rider Tarot it is, whether it's the Centennial, the Borderless, the Radiant, the Mini. You guys already know my Mini is my meanest deck by far, and this one is right on par with the energy of Rider Tarots that I always have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this super quick little review. As you guys can see, these are super fun to shuffle. They're a lot of fun, as long as you are doing it on a table, because they fly, my friends, but they're a lot of fun. I put the microphone right here so you can hear how like smooth this is. It's a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend these. I am not a huge fan of that original Rider-Waite coloring, these really bright primary colors. All of the people always look burnt to me, but you know, it's nice to have an original Rider-Waite deck on hand that is not some type of variation of the Rider-Waite. So I decided to just bite the bullet, pay the $30 for this one, because I know I'm not going to use the giant Rider-Waite after the Learn the Rider-Waite Tarot series, but this one I will get tons and tons and tons of use out of, whether I decide to take it with me on the road, do readings on the fly, use it for YouTube, whatever. This deck is going to outlast any other deck that I have, except for the Golden Thread, clearly. So if you guys really love yourself some plastic cards and you are a Rider Tarot person, I highly, highly recommend this one. The only reason I wouldn't recommend it is because of how large these cards are. So if you guys are like me, you have super teeny tiny hands, you are not a fan of these big cards, maybe opt for a pocket size Rider-Waite, whether it be like a Centennial in a tin. You can get the Universal, the Radiant in a tin. You can actually get the actual Rider Tarot in the pocket size, as well as the mini size. So this was a lot of fun to find, to track down, and to get in my hands. And I immediately connected with this deck. So I'm super stoked to have it here in my collection, and you guys will probably see it in future videos. I don't doubt I will interview this deck pretty soon, because this one is it's loud, it's crazy, it's a whole lot of energy, it's a whole lot of fun. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, please give me a big old thumbs up. You know that helps me out so very much. If you didn't like this video, that's cool, thumbs down. You don't have to like my video. Say whatever you want in the comments, because y'all do anyway, but I really hope you talk about how awesome this deck is. Do you have this deck? Do you love this deck? Do you want this deck? Are you gonna go get it? Which Rider-Waite would you prefer over this deck? And definitely, you guys, I hope that you check out all my links in the description. You know, there's tons of them. And wherever you are when this video reaches you, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day, my friends. And may your angels be with you. Namaste.